Just relax. Listen to the sounds, the tempo, and just picture yourself there, in your dreams. Can you see it? Talk, tick, tock, tick, tock. Are you there?
Yes.
Emily. Yes. Gale. You're Emily Gale.
Yes.
And you say you're a relation of Dorothy's?
I don't know. Maybe.
What you have there is a handwritten early draft of Dorothy's first book. Her writings were all based on her dreams of a place.
Us?
I feel this is the best chance we have to unlocking all of this. To finding the truth.
The truth?
Yes, about Dorothy, the slippers.
Stay away from us! Stay away from us! Stay
Your
away
dreams.
from us!
They're the key to all of this.
Stay away from us! Stay away from us!
Where am I? Let's start at the beginning, and then you can learn for yourself.
Boom, there you go. That was the trailer for Gale, Stay Away from Oz, arriving on Chilling exclusively on September 18th. It's your boy Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. And to talk all things Gale, I had to bring in the cat that was the writer on it, the director on it, the producer on it. I'm talking about the one and only Daniel Alexander, shooting off air horns. You see him on the screen right now. Daniel, it's in post. I don't want to deafen you because I know you got a lot of work to do, but we celebrate when we bring cats on. Daniel, thank you so much for your time today, bro.
No, thank you for having me. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
A pleasure, sir. I right before we got started, I was telling you, my crew and I, we reacted to the trailer that was out around January and was absolutely tripping. Loved it. Loved the concept. Just taking something that we know, like Wizard of Oz, and taking it to another level, going a little horror element with it, just kind of renews energy and life. And then also is a great way, I have to say, as a fellow filmmaker, to like tell the people world about you, you know, to show you how like you can get down on something, you know, and flip it and do something real creative with it. And I think that's good energy right there. And so I hope it's getting eyes on you, brother, and all the work you're doing so you can really show the world what you're all about, man.
Let's hope so. I appreciate it, man. Let's hope so. Let's hope.
Most definitely, brother. So let me show you love, man. Tell me how Gale happened. I know you also co-wrote with another gentleman, but you were the main cat on this, producing it, directing this. Tell me how Gale just came to be, and you wanted to plant the seed and put it together.
Now, of course, yeah. So originally it was just a crazy idea. You know what it's like being a filmmaker. You've got so many ideas that are just floating around in your head. The Wizard of Oz is a film that I've grown up with, and when watching A Return to Oz, as you know, a lot younger at that point, it kind of scared the hell out of me. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, is this for kids? Is this for grown-ups? It was kind of like, I don't know, man. It kind of caught my attention. So from that, so that's always stuck with me. And then getting older and kind of looking at the stories that I want to tell, I don't know, man. It just stuck with me, and I always used to think, where would Dorothy be right now? Like after everything that she's gone through, it's that whole idea of, is Oz even real? Is it some sort of psychosis? Is there something more going on? That was something that was, I don't know, that was triggering for me, where I was just like, I want to explore that story. You know what I mean? And I'm very used to kind of sitting back and watching people create and craft ideas and craft stories, and taking them in just like everybody else. But you get to a point where, as a filmmaker trying to do his thing, I'm like, you know what, let me try and tackle this. So what I wanted to do is embrace the fact that I don't have a budget to make the film that I wanted to make. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a trailer for the idea that I had. So I put the trailer out there in the world, primarily just to say, listen, this is just a taste of the idea that I have, and hopefully, it will kind of garner some attention and potentially lead on to getting it made. And yeah, man, it just went viral real quick, real quick. And I think a lot of people, even up until now, were under the impression that it's something that's already made, it's a feature film that's about to come out. Which, it's not, I didn't want to confuse anybody deliberately, but at the same time, it was flattering to have something that I made literally in an afternoon.
Wow.
For like zero money. That original trailer was like zero money with a group of friends, to see that being compared to the Hollywood releases around the world, and it's just being reviewed and reaction videos and people talking about it as if it was just another horror coming out, and that was really flattering and very kind of encouraging. So yeah, man, I'll take that. I'm gonna take that.
Hell yeah, dope. First off, I love the technique. I know that as a fellow filmmaker as well. Do a little concept joint to put it out there so they can see what you're trying to do, and then hopefully that'll catch eyes to the right cast. It'll give you the loot to do what you want to do and just have fun with it. So to clarify, I guess then, so that was you did a trailer joint that drops like last week. When did this first drop? And I caught, because like I said, I did one back in January, but I see a different trailer now that we just showed.
Right, so the original trailer was October. It was last October.
Okay.
So we're coming up to almost a year now. So yeah, so that was the original one, and then the new one is, since we've had the development and you partnered with Chilling, we started making headway to actually make the thing. So we have a new updated trailer with the same cast, same story expanded, that is actually based on the film that we made now. So yeah, it's exciting times.
Heck yeah. So on September 18th, the premiere exclusively on the Chilling app. What is that essentially a short film that we're getting, or are we getting okay.
No, so on the 18th, you're going to be getting a short film. So the short film is a device that we've used to kind of tell the story that we want to tell in a short form, which is an introduction to the larger film that we really want to kind of get made in the right way. Do you know what I mean? So that's the conversations that we're having now. So the short film is basically here's an introduction.
Okay.
And it's I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah.
The film takes you to where the feature would essentially be starting. So where the short film ends is where the feature would be starting.
I'm excited, bro. I hope, man. Listen, people, y'all know, if you saw back in January, we were reacting to it over in the UK. My man was like, they went viral in October, just dropping it. We checked it out over here in the States, and now we're getting it September 18th. This short joint. We got to put money down. We got to help support Chilling, support my man Daniel Alexander, because I want to see this, y'all. I ain't playing. Daniel, okay, man, I love the drive as a guerrilla filmmaker cat. You know what I'm saying? And then, we do the other joints to pay for our passions, because, I'm a security, do a lot of security industrials, some other film work, but it's not the work we want to do. I don't know about you, but, as filmmakers, we got to do the work that puts food on the table. But the joints like this is our passion projects, right?
100%, 100%. Yeah, I mean, so I'm with you on that as well, man. Like, I think by any means necessary, you know what I mean? Because it's you just never know what project's going to take off. And I think it's because the world's a lot smaller now because of the internet, there is a little bit of that stigma of, I don't want to potentially do this because if it flops, it's going to make me look bad. You know what I mean? But I'm just at that point maybe it's an age thing now, but I'm just at that point now where it's just like, yo, dude, I'll take a couple of L's. It's cool. Do you know what I mean? If that's what it is, we just got to do what we got to do until the one kind of pops stuff. You know what I mean? So if it's this that pops off and it turns into what we would love it to be, then amazing. If not, then, we keep pushing and whatever happens next happens next.
Hell yeah. That's my energy, bro. I feel you. I love it. Okay. So let's stay on the pre-pro a little bit. So, you came up with concept. Tell me about getting your crew together. What was that like? And getting the cast. You did this all in an afternoon for for the benefit of the other filmmakers that are watching this, because a lot of us will get an idea, but we don't see it to fruition. You and your boys or your partners. You all in a weekend. Tell me like what was like from writing session to like boom, to just amp cats up that this can be done and quickly and easily, and then blast off like you just did and get this.
100%, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, the whole process was, as soon as I got to that point in my mind where I said I'm just gonna make it, I think I wrote the script, which is weird because you're writing a script for a trailer, so it's like, what does that even look like? So I wrote the script in maybe a day, probably sat with it for a couple of days just to make sure that it kind of made sense. And then I got together my kind of like usual people that back me when I'm going to do something for free, essentially. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you have your team, you know, you have people that you can rely on. And yeah, so I mean, the thing is, I had the whole concept in my head. So the idea for the feature film was already in my head. So writing a trailer was real easy for me, because it was just like, let me just take a bit of this, let me take a bit of this. Okay, I can't afford to do that, and I ain't got the VFX, you know, prowess to kind of do this element. So let me just kind of stay in my lane. So once the idea was kind of found, put down, and I got together my usual crew, I did put a casting out. I put a casting call out for the role. The woman Karen Swan, who plays Dorothy, she was probably the only one that I kind of knew of, and I was just like, nah, she's Dorothy. Like, I need to work with her. So we brought Karen in, but everybody else was casted from auditions. We just did self tapes. We didn't do no kind of like live auditions or anything like that. As soon as we did that, I put a call out on Instagram. I said, yo, I need a house. Anybody can help me out. And then a friend of mine called Lydia, she's got a beautiful home and a beautiful family that was so accommodating, and said, listen, just use our house. So I kind of wrote everything around one location. And then we just went and did it. So I'm a cinematographer too. You know what I mean? Like, I've kind of spent years and years and years trying to hone that craft, as well as being a director, just out of the means of necessity, because you know what it's like.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't nobody else coming to save you, so you gotta do what you gotta do. So I knew that I was going in there shooting it. I knew that I was going in there directing. I knew that I was going in there lighting it. I had my friend who was doing sound, and again, it's the same guy, Jason, that I work with across most projects, and Jason was with me on the new film as well, along with my friend Alex. So we went in there, and we just shot for that afternoon, and we changed things on the fly. There were certain things that I saw that weren't working, and certain things that I saw that was kind of like, okay, this is a nice, interesting way of potentially changing that element of things. And yeah, man, we just did it real low key. I think even with the lighting, like I love lighting things in a way which will help me kind of grade later down the line, because I love color grading. That's my thing.
Pro tip right there.
There you go. Exactly. So I remember I did pay attention to costume in regard to the colors that you're wearing, and then also light placement, because I know what I'm going to be doing in Da Vinci later on down the line. So I use in fact, I think most scenes in that film is a shot with one light, and because I wanted to use shadows and darkness as much as possible, and probably put a practical light in the background here and there. I think I probably used a bit of haze in one particular scene, but other than that, we were just moving through it.
Dope. Oh man, I love it. Man, I'm excited, bro. I just love that vibe. It just makes me want to work on the film again. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just helping promote, which is what I love to do too, promote and help my other fellow filmmakers. But it just like, there's just such a joy, you know, that can't be equaled, I think, with other things that I do. So I love this, man. So I think with every production, we learn from what we do. Was this your first time doing something like this so quickly?
No, see, that's the beauty of it, is like I'm used to working quick like that. So my background, where I first started, was doing music videos. So I've shot like over 400 music videos, I think it is, the last time that I checked. So I was used to kind of working with low budgets, and then I kind of moved up to like the studio level. So I was shooting a lot of videos for MTV and Sony and different kind of labels, but it was still a case of there's never enough money, there's never enough time. You just have to get things done. So I'm comfortable working like that. And also with my background as well, in regards to my own projects, it's, you know, I've been growing up on, you know, we might have to break into a location. We might have to be on some property that we're not allowed to be on. We might have to kind of steal this bit here, steal that bit there. So this is just my playground anyway. This is normal for me. So I'm totally cool with that. Like I need to feel uncomfortable to feel comfortable. If things are set out too well, there's too much room for, oh, maybe I could do things this way, or maybe I could do things that way. When I got 2 hours to get a shot, like you have to get the shot. You know what I mean? So
No, I feel that. I love that. And it's some to just add on to that and to all the young cats. I got a lot of young cat filmmakers and fellow filmmakers that watch what I do. It's all about reps. I feel it's like working out. You got to just keep working. And through that experience is really going to benefit you, especially if you do something like this quickly and on the run and low budget. You'll know what to look out for. And so that way you're editing on the fly. You're just everything, like you said, you know what you're going to do in DaVinci later, for the lighting and everything. It really helps in the long run. So pro tips, y'all. Daniel, man, thank you again for sharing all of this. I love the vibe. So you put it together, rocked it in a day or something like that, right? Tell me post production. I think a lot of cats like hearing how it all came together and getting onto the Chilling app, finding now an outlet to get the material out here. And now again, everybody, September 18th, show love to my brother Daniel Alexander. Let's make Gale an even bigger project because I want to see this. So Daniel, tell me about posting, getting down with Chilling.
This is probably where things get a little bit interesting. And again, I think sometimes it's important to kind of share the lows as well as the highs. So when I finished shooting, I think I tried to edit it pretty much a couple of days after I tried to put it together, and I hated it. I was just like, this is not. No, people are going to think it's stupid. I started to have that whole kind of imposter syndrome. I'm just like, what was I thinking? This is crazy. This is not Hollywood. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know that I shot it on a shoestring, but like, I don't know if it's good enough. And all of this doubt. So I put that project down for like a year, and then I tried to revisit it the next year near a Halloween, and then I tried to edit again, and I was just like, this is terrible. This is not working. So I put it down for another year. So it was like the third year, I think it was, when I actually came back to the edit, and I was just like, now I'm not attached to it. I like, it's just a thing. So I can see in a completely different way that I couldn't see before. So it was easy for me to kind of, okay, let me move this piece here. Let me take out this piece that I was so attached to. Now it's not even going to end up in the trailer whatsoever because it doesn't work. I'm going to pull this part in. I'm going to pull that part in. And I fell in love with it all over again. And then literally put it out a couple of days after, and I think the first day that it went out, it was just moving slow. It's still good, but it was slow. Like, I think it got like maybe like 1,000 views in the first day on YouTube, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, like, it's out my system. Like, that's the only reason I'm putting it out, so it's out my system, and also paying dues to the actors that kind of gave their time. I didn't want to even. I did actually pay the actors. Like, it was low, but I made sure that everybody was paid that was helping outside of my friendship group. But we put it out there. The numbers was moving okay in the beginning, and then it just took off. I'm not even too sure what happened. I just remember it got over to TikTok, and people were just going crazy on TikTok. And I think it got I remember seeing like 3.5 million views on something within like 24 hours, and then it was going over to different platforms. And then I realized that on my YouTube, and I'm looking at the analytics, it's saying that it's being viewed. I think it was like 15,000 views per 48 hours at that time. So it's just like, oh, okay. So we're getting like 7 and a bit thousand views per day. And then it was going up and up. And then I'm starting to, I'm Googling it now. So I'm just like, okay, is this gone beyond YouTube and TikTok? So when I put it into Google, I'm seeing it being reviewed and spoken about in countries that I don't even understand what language that. Like, I don't even understand. You know, like I know Spanish. I know that's French. Is that Russian? I don't know. Is that Mandarin? I don't know. Like, I'm seeing it being spoken about in different languages all over the world, and then it's appearing on like Bloody Disgusting and sites that I've grown up looking at, and magazines and things that I've kind of grown up seeing, and it being spoken about next to the biggest films in horror that are coming out at the time, and it's just literally being spoken about right next to it. And it's not like small articles. This is all front page stuff. Do you know what I mean? And I remember in the beginning, early stages, there was a a promotional company that approached me and said, listen, for like 10K yeah, £10,000. I think it was pounds. We can potentially get you on some of these sites over here. And I was landing on all these sites front page straight away. So I didn't have to go down that route. I wouldn't have anyway, because I just put it out as a passion project. But it was just landing on everything. And then the reaction video started, which was always fun to kind of watch. Like that was really kind of heartwarming. And then this is where it got really interesting. I was starting to get emails on no word of a lie, on a daily basis from production companies and foreign sale agents from all around the world saying, can we buy the rights to Gale, the feature film, in the sense of, can we buy the territory for this part of the world? Can we buy the territory for that part of the world? Wow. And they were asking me this before they've even seen a screener. So it was breaking my heart having to say to them, like, yo, dude, this ain't even a feature. This is just a trailer right now. So a lot of them were like heartbroken themselves. It's just like, oh, it would have worked really, really well. A lot of them were kind of just saying, listen, can I put you in touch with this production company and maybe we can get some finance together to kind of make the feature. I had a few meetings with some massive companies that I don't want to speak on right now, just in case of those kind of relationships develop into something else. But I had some conversations with companies, like some of the leading companies in the world for horror, and talking about potentially getting things done. But it was when I spoke with Chilling, when I discovered Chilling, like they reached out to me and was asking what the kind of position was of the film, and their journey sounded similar to mine in the sense of they were transitioning into something new. So they've got an amazing platform for horror stories, like the #1 platform in the world, I believe it is, for horror stories on their Chilling app, and they were transitioning into displaying short films and features now. So they were like, listen, we want to kind of go on this journey with you. So we'd be happy to kind of invest into making it short and then allowing that to kind of develop into the feature as well, and allowing me to do me. You know what I mean? So even throughout this whole process, they've been so cool. They've just said, listen, Daniel, you go and do what you need to do to get it made, and we ain't breathing down your neck. And what do you need? How can we support? And when I'm checking in and showing them bits, there's no pushbacks. It's just like, yo, we love it. Like it's working. And they've been so kind to the rest of the cast and crew as well, the whole process. So for me, that was like, yeah, this is a relationship that I want to build, because again, I'm at that point in my journey now where your peace of mind and working with good people trumps a little bit of extra money over here that's going to lead into the usual kind of Hollywood stress that I've been hearing about all my life. So I'm really happy with the decision of working with those guys.
Hell yes. First off, thank you for sharing that story. I think that is absolutely amazing and truly inspiring, dude. To just go through all that and then just keep it going. And you know, sometimes you got to kick back from something, let it marinate, let it separate from you mentally as a creative, and then the return to it. And then to get the success of now having that all happen is just bravo, brother. You love to see that, man. It's just absolutely amazing. And shout out to Chilling, to being a platform to help as a creative on your journey and, you know, getting it out there to more folks. Love it, bro. So again, everybody, I'm gonna remind y'all, we gotta support Daniel Alexander and Gale Stay Away from Oz Chilling app on September 18th. Make sure you go do that so we can get this full-length feature. We can get this man funded so we can get more amazingness from my brother over here. All right, man. So what was the thoughts from the crew, the cast, when they finally saw it? What's the vibes, you know, now going to September 18th? What is everybody feeling right now? Expectations, passions? I know you're working on some things. You know, again, we want to fund it so we can hopefully see it out there even bigger. What's goals right now with Gale and then all of that?
The vibe's good, man. The vibe's good. I think what everybody's pleased for is the fact that I took the route that I took with the way that I've kind of done the film, because there were so many kind of easy ways of approaching this material, in a sense of maybe it could be a little bit quirky or maybe a bit tongue-in-cheek, but I wanted to make this very serious. I wanted it to be quite, you know, respectful to a degree to the source material. I didn't want it to be a cheap kind of, you know, cheap horror film. You know what I mean? Like it's very psychological. It sets up a bigger world. So I think the people that, you know, the cast and crew that have seen it are very kind of responsive to the fact of it feels mature. It feels like something that you can really kind of get your teeth into, and also you can definitely see how this would open up into a much bigger world, and not try to do too much with the short, because sometimes with short films you've got that temptation of trying to do everything in there what you need to kind of leave for a feature film. So we concentrated on making sure that we can kind of set the tone and set the world of where we're going to really strong, and yeah, and I feel like we've done it. I feel like we've done it. We'll
yeah,
find out.
you did.
We'll find out soon.
Hell yeah, brother. Let me tell you, man. I do a lot. You know, I'm a pop culture outlet filmmaker cat. Just got done judging for a film festival coming up very soon here, and I see a lot of films. And you know, there's certain projects. I'm sure you see it for yourself as well. You know, we all know we're independent. You know, and then we know when the studio, bro. You got that studio love, look, and visuals, man. It's you set yourself apart, brother. So when you see cats like that, and they can do it on that shoestring budget, you like, bro, if they can do that, just imagine what they could do with money. So like, I want to put
I appreciate this.
You know what I mean?
Is the message I want people to hear, man. Like, for real, like, not even just me, but other people as well. I feel like, let's invest into new voices, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, you look at what people are doing with next to nothing. Like, imagine what they'd be doing with a little bit of money behind them. So yeah, man, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Most definitely, brother. You got to give props to your cats out there that are doing it, and if you appreciate it, man, because sometimes we get hard on ourselves, and like you said, you got hard on the project at first until you return back to it. You had fresh eyes on it. So, man, I want to give you those flowers, brother, because I want to see this, and then as this develops, man, I'd love to have you back. And then as other projects come through, please let me give you your flowers for them as well, so we can keep on just promoting good shit, good peoples, good vibes, man. Daniel, do you have like a Twitter, IG, or everything that my people can follow you so we can continue to support? And again, Chilling app, y'all, September 18th.
Yeah, 100%. So I'd say first and foremost, definitely make sure you got that Chilling app. I'm on IG, which is Daniel Alexander Films. And yeah, I'm on the others, but IG is where I kind of rest at. So yeah, man, that's where I'm at.
There you go. Show love to my man, Daniel Alexander Gale. Yeah. Stay away from Oz, exclusively on the Chilling app. It's your boy Kuya P. Nerds rule the world. Let's make this happen, y'all, because I cannot wait to see this. I know we're supposed to stay away from Oz, but I want to go to Oz, and I want to return to Oz, because this brother sounds like he got trilogies. He got sequels out the yin yang that they could go with this. I already know as a creative as well. I want to dive into this universe. Let's make it happen, y'all. Peace.
Thank you.
All right, there's a cut.